Hey everyone, I'm Grandmaster Ben Finegold. This is another 5 Minutes with Ben, and I'm Ben. Last time we looked at a Levy Roseman game where he lost a drawn ending that was very difficult to draw, and this was much more exciting. So this was a game where both sides were fighting for the advantage, and they got this crazy position, which the engine says is equal, where white is down the exchange, but has two pawns and has 4-1 on the queen side, which is dangerous. So this position, Levy's opponent is 22-30. His name is Clendy Zanelli. And this was played 2 days ago in the Spilimbergo Open in Italy. Black played knight c6, which is the best move. And Levy sacrificed all his pieces. Now, did Levy think it was the best move, or did he do it for content? I like to live in a world where you do it for content, but it turns out it's the best move. So if you're going to sacrifice all your pieces for content, it's nice when it's the best move also. And obviously when you're playing in a slow tournament where you can try to get norms, you're not making a move that loses by force because it's good content. Well, I guess some people might do that. Okay, Alexander Botez. Okay, excuse me. Anyway, so Levy took the knight. Oh, give me the knight. And that loses his knight on d2 and gives black the irresistible threat of queen f2 check followed by mate. And Levy has to take the rook. And in this position, there's no way to stop queen takes f2 check except the obvious way, which looks crazy, but it's crazy enough, just crazy enough to work. And that's queen takes rook, sacking his queen, and then taking on b7. 4 connected passed pawns, what else? So white's just going to push all of his pawns and queen them, and black has no winning chances, but black can draw with perfect play by doing some perpetual check kind of stuff. And both players made mistakes because you basically have to spend the rest of the game, if you're black, figuring out how to perpetual check, and if you're white, figuring out how to not allow perpetual check, which is funny. Okay, so in this position, black can draw by playing queen e1 check and then queen b4, which is far from obvious why that draws. In fact, it's not queen b4. I mouse slipped. I meant queen e5 check. Okay, and basically we keep giving checks. So if white wants to win, white has to play bishop f1 in this position, and then after queen b4, which is what I meant. Now if we play bishop g2, it's still a repetition. And so we have to play, Stop making the wrong move. So we have to play c6 if we want to try to win. And it turns out king f8 draws. Then if you play a5, king e8, actually black is now winning. a6, queen b6. Although if I had black here, I would not expect to win. I would think just playing b4, b5 should be enough to draw with just sitting here. But the engine says black is winning. So I'm not an engine. I can't look 40 moves ahead. But it's surprising that black is winning there. So the game should end in a draw after queen e1 check. Okay, but instead he played queen d1 check, which loses the game. King h2, then maybe his intention, because he ended up playing queen d8, which is correct, maybe his intention was to take this and he changed his mind. And after c6, white is winning. There's no perpetual check, and I'm just going to move my pawn here. And you can never take my pawn because I'll queen. And if you get some position, for example, where you play queen b6 thinking you stopped all the pawns, you still lose because I play a7. And the reason you lose is because my bishop is on g2. If my bishop was on f1, black could just take this pawn, but that pawn's defended. So I think when black played queen d1 check, he was intending on taking on b3. He realized that loses, and he played queen d8. Now, Levy can still win, but he should play a5, but he played b4. And after b4, black is able to draw by opening up the white king. And he played f5, which is a good start. Open up that white king. a5, queen b8 check, that's fine. F takes g4, that's fine. And queen e5 is the losing move. Black has to play h5, the only move to draw, so he can get rid of the g-pawn and have more perpetual checks. It actually takes white a long time to get his pawns rolling. b4 doesn't really help. He wants to play a6, c6, a7, queen takes, and then c7. So h5 turns out it draws, not that anybody would find that. But his opponent played queen e5. Now Levy is winning again. Queen e1, queen e5. Levy repeats, always repeat. Maybe he will be a grandmaster. And then king h3. And in this position, after queen e1 check, bishop f1 is actually the winning move. And Levy's winning. And now after queen takes, we play the simple bishop e2 defending our pawn, and our king has safety here behind the bishop and the pawn, and then white plays c6 and keeps queening. But instead of bishop f1, always play bishop f1, Levy played king h2, and now he has to not repeat, and now the game should be a draw. h5, a7, hg4, king g4, and black should have perpetual check. Remember, I said he should have perpetual check. Doesn't mean that he did. Queen f5 is correct, and queen e5 is correct. And in this position, black made the losing move. If black wants to draw, he needs to play queen e1 check, and there's no way to escape the checks. If you play king h3, I go here. King g4, I go here. And I can always put you in check. Queen check. Whatever you do, I check you. And in the game, he blundered by playing queen e3 check. Now, actually, you can't keep checking, because after bishop f3, the bishop is now defending some of the key squares and blocking the third rank, so you don't have perpetual check anymore. And queen e3 was the last losing move, and then the technique was good. Queen g1, king h3, there's only one check. Bishop g2, there's only one check. King h2, and now there's 0 checks. And so in this position, black resigned because white's going to get several queens, and there's no perpetual check. So very exciting endgame of a bishop and 4 connected passed pawns. Levy was drawing the other ending. He ended up losing. This one was also should have been drawn, and he ended up winning. So it's sort of like Jerry Seinfeld, even Steven. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that Levy ending. I like that one more than the other one, because 4 connected passed pawns, what else? I'm Grandmaster Ben Finegold. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment, and I'll give you more 5 Minutes with Ben in the future. Bye.